What's up, party people? This is going to be a chiller video tonight. Not sure when you're watching it, but for me, it's almost 12 o'clock. But there's a lot to catch up on. There's a lot of new things I want to show you that we're building, starting with this directory that we're building for you guys. Some new features inside of EDDM Drop Pro, and some other things that I think make sense to the 9x12 community card, local marketing community. Okay. Some of this might even be educational. So for those of you who are new to 9x12 world, or you're trying to make some money, and you're trying to make it an actual legitimate revenue generator for yourself, I think that this video is going to be helpful. Okay. So I am in Ohio. Uh, my daughter, she goes to college here in Kent, Ohio. And we bought her a car. So me and her drove it cross country. So that's why I'm here. And that's why it's been a while since you heard from me. So I'm at my parents' house. So I don't have my regular setup. So sorry for the audio. It's from the AirPods. So let's get into this video. The local directory thing I want to share with you is actually super duper important. It's our next release that I think makes a lot of sense. And I'm going to try to position it or argue the purpose of it. I think a lot of you guys will agree with me. In order for me to do that, we kind of have to go like on a field trip. So this is actually part of the field trip. But let me go to my channel, the EDDM Drop Pro channel, and you'll see this video right here. I put out about 6 months ago, and it has like the postcards, it has like a website, has like social media, YouTube, and newsletter. And this is kind of, let's go back here because I'm definitely gonna come to this guy's channel to prove my point. Well, I'll just stay on his thing because he's kind of the next point I want to make. When we think about the 9x12 method, co-op advertising, uh, this business model, right, of you, the organizer, creating a asset, okay, for yourself, and create an inventory like there's a finite number of slots that you have on your postcard, and you're also creating the attention, okay? Like you're distributing these postcards to people's homes. Those are the eyeballs that you've gathered, right? Um, that is basically a marketing tycoon, okay? Advertisement tycoon, right? Uh, where you have billboards, and you know you got ads on the side of buses and taxis and bus stops, and you go to the NBA game. There's everywhere there's surface area, you can put an ad on. You can put them on cars, NASCAR, Formula One, um, sports teams, jerseys. Like this is the business that the 9x12 kind of is, right? It's like if there's a place to put a ad or a logo or some sort of message, you can charge for it. Okay. So that to me is kind of where I I'm trying to take this. Okay. The other route is you offering other services to these businesses, right? Like adjacent services. So that you have built trust with them. Maybe you sold them an ad slot on a postcard. You had a couple of drops, went a successful set of drops. You kept your word, and now they might need help with their social media. They might need help with their SEO. You might be optimizing their Google My Business. You might be helping them create automations and stuff in their business with like Go High Level or something like that, right? But that's just marketing. So there's two routes you can go. You can say, hey, I'm a marketing person and I'm going to do marketing services for these businesses. This is my way in, or this is the way to generate money. And then I'm going to partner with them in other ways. The other direction is, hey, I get in with the 9x12, but I have other surface area that I control, my own ad network, where I'm able to put their ads in other places where I am controlling the attention. So, like that image I showed you, that thumbnail where it's social media. I have an Instagram account, a local Instagram account, has about 5,000 followers. They're all local. 5,000 local followers is far more valuable than a million global followers spread across the world. Okay. So I have 5,000 local, I have 3,000 local followers on my local Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or whatever, all of them. Okay. Now that's another place to put ads, another place to showcase a business, right? Email newsletter, which what you're looking on the screen, this YouTube channel, this guy interviews all these people across the United States and Canada who have local newsletters, and some of them are making into the six figures. Okay. There's tons of ways they're monetizing these newsletters, but the thing is that they're all local newsletters, right? Um, so we have the 9 by 12 postcard method. We have local newsletter. We have local, social media. Okay. And then we have the local directory. Okay. And this is I'm just going to show you guys, this is like a demo this is like a MVP that we're building. Um, and I believe that this is the future of this world. Okay. Is becoming a local media tycoon, essentially. Um, and the postcards are just one tool in the local marketing, local media tycoon toolbox. Okay. And I think a lot of you that are in certain cities, you can eat off the 9 by 12 or community cards all day because you live in a perfect city. Okay. One of the guys on YouTube, I can't remember his name, he calls it a unicorn city. Okay. You live in just a perfect region, or maybe it's not city, maybe it's region, county, whatever, however you're grouping together local, whatever that means to you. So it might, for some people, they live in areas where their cities are so small, it's a certain couple of cities, right? But it's just perfect because it's just everything's going on. That's how my city is. The city I live in Southern California, Redland. I live in a city called Redlands, California. Okay. Redlands, California, in the late 1800s, early 1900s, probably even before that. It was the orange capital of the world, not America, of the world. Okay. I live in a very historical, very, my city is like the Hallmark movies, where it's just like our downtown looks like the Hallmark movies. It's our city's huge, but it's a towny, neighborhoody city, right? So there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of businesses. I mean, it's perfect for this type of thing. The 9 by 12 newsletter. I mean, there's so much that you can do. There's so much going on. And to create a like local media empire in a city would probably be easier than maybe some of the cities you guys live in. So, but the point I'm trying to make is, for those of you who don't live in a unicorn city like Redlands, you have to have other things going on that aren't dividing you. They're just making what you offer stronger, making your offer stronger. They call it economies of scale. It's going to get easier. It gets easier to scale when you have these other elements. So I'm going to share with you exactly what I mean by that, right? And this is kind of the story of this whole local business directory. Okay. So there's really four things. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's late and I'm just trying to keep us all on track. Especially this information might be new to some of you guys, because this is kind of like where I see the industry going. Okay. So I'm already in the marketing world. For those of you who know who I am and watch my videos, I own a company called the Giant Maker. We literally I've done we've done marketing for so long, but personally I've been in the digital marketing space and the traditional marketing space for past 20 years. So I've done it all on marketing for businesses. And the Giant Maker, our main thing that we do is we do a lot of consulting, and we offer a white label version of Go High Level called the Giant Maker operating system, but it is Go High Level. But that we just like to control. We like to have that because when we work with businesses, it's so much easier to put them on our software where we can like go into their accounts and manage stuff and help them with all this stuff rather than putting them on other stuff. So that's why we do that. So our main thing isn't selling Go High Level. Our main thing is servicing businesses. And we've been kind of pivoting more into being the Giant Makers was kind of halfway there, where we are basically like a business accelerator or launch platform, right? So we put out educational content and things like that to help people start businesses and grow their businesses and things like that. Like it's moving more to a DIY, do it yourself type of a business, right? So this EDDM, this local market growth, this thing that I'm doing over here was a side project that now is a part of the Giant Maker, but it's still its own island. Okay. So the Giant Maker is like the United States and this thing is like Hawaii. Okay. So that's kind of how I think about it. It's, so when I talk about the Giant Maker and I talk about EDDM Drop Pro, it might get confusing, but just know that I've been a marketing professional, self-employed, like seriously for the past 13 years, like 100%. I eat what I kill. Past 13 years, I've been doing it professionally. For the past 20 years, I've been in the marketing space. Okay. So that's not what I want to do anymore. Okay. I don't want to help businesses in Redlands, California build websites. Technically, I could because I could just send them to the Giant Maker and we have people for that. But I'm trying to make a point. I want to be a media tycoon. I want to be a local media tycoon. Okay. So my goal is to build an ad network, okay? Places that I control that have the eyeballs of citizens of the region that these businesses are serving. So we already have 9 by 12 down. We all understand that business model, okay? So the local directory, I know I'm beating around the bush. The local directory, this is kind of like my idea for it. So I'll give you a tour of it. And then, and just so you know, this is all dummy data that we added on here. This is our like first kind of stab at this. We are just we are letting people soon we're letting people take a spin at this because we love feedback, but I'll tell you why it's built and also why we built the EDDM Drop Pro software or why I built it. So let's start with EDDM Drop Pro. It's going to make sense, and then we'll transition to the business directory. So I discovered the 9 by 12 method on accident by, I give you the whole story actually. So there was this tweet from this really rich person, a billionaire, and they said something of the nature, if you want to be happy in life, go find a town that you can fall in love with, find and find the local newspaper, go to the owner of the local newspaper, try to buy it from them, and essentially he says that and build it up and you can make $250,000 a year building up the local newspaper because it's probably owned by somebody who's older and can't keep up with the technology, and just be a local media tycoon. And he got a lot of backlash because he's a billionaire and he's telling people, go do this thing where you can make probably $250,000. But his whole point was you'll be happy. The people in the city will love you. And he's like, you could find you could find a spouse, grow old in that town and whatever. Like, it's like this like tweet of this thing that he wish he did rather than making billions of dollars. Right. But a lot of people heard it and was like, that's actually kind of cool idea, right? Like if I was in a position to do that, And then I'm thinking like, I don't have to go buy any local newspaper, right? And I live, like I said, I live in a city where it's kind of like that. It's kind of like, yeah, the city I live in, I love, I'm gonna die there, right? I love Redlands, California. Like me and my wife will be buried in Redlands, California, or we're actually not gonna be, we're gonna be cremated because that's a waste of money trying to bury somebody. But my point is that we're gonna die there, okay? And I started doing research and I came across, this is so weird. I came across like the 9 by 12 method somehow through searching the internet for like local media, local marketing, and stuff like that, right? And the reason that I fell in love with the 9 by 12 method is because it just makes so much sense. The first time you hear somebody explain what it is, you're like, that makes a lot of sense. And because my background in marketing and my background in design and web design and all this and just all these things, I was like, I could really kill this. So what ended up happening is that I got connected with another person in Redlands who wanted to do the 9 by 12. Okay. I'm like speeding up the story because I can already sense it's going so long. Okay. And this person was like, hey, you organize everything, you mastermind everything, and I'll go out and kind of like actually go out in the street and be a sales rep. And I kind of felt like it was perfect for me because I felt like I kind of was above that. And what I mean by that, I don't mean in a bad way. I mean like I have already done that. Like I've gone out and kind of pitched businesses and all that stuff. And I'm in a place where it's like I kind of don't have to pitch anybody because a lot of business comes to me because of my network. And I don't have a network in Redlands because we just moved there like recently. Like we've been in Redlands like a year and a half. Okay. So I didn't have a network there. Like my network's all like on the internet and in Cleveland, Ohio, right? So I was like, this is perfect because I can definitely mastermind this. So the first thing I do is I like to build systems because no business can grow unless you have systems, okay? So I built the software for myself, like a command center. And I got kind of into that mode. And then the other person that was supposed to do the other thing kind of flaked out. And I was like, man, what should I do with this software? It's like, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it to the internet. So I took it to you guys and it used to cost money and then I made it free. And then I rebuilt it from the ground up with everything I realized that I made a mistake the first time. Okay. And that's what you're looking at on the screen now is the new version of EDDM Drop Pro. Okay. And I realized that, you know what? What I need to do is kind of help the community with all my skills and sales and strategy and all that. Let me help the community with stuff I know. Okay. And then I realized, okay, so if you look in here, you'll see that we have like all these different, like kind of, I look at it as like a boom town, right? People are trying to go find gold or find oil. So that you create like a settlement. And then you start to create like a little saloon and services, and they're selling buckets and pickaxes and all these different things to service the people who are trying to find the gold. Okay. And that's essentially what this kind of is. It's like starting to build out different things inside the software to service the people that actually are trying to go out here and do the 9 by 12 method. But because I'm a strategist and because I love business and because I love doing research, I'm like, well, this that we might be missing something. And I think what we're missing is the local media tycoon element, right? So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start a YouTube series, which hasn't happened yet, which I'm starting now. This is why I'm making this video. I'm gonna start a YouTube series where I am going to do all of this stuff in real time and show people what I'm doing. So not only am I gonna fill postcards, I'm going to fill my do a social media account for the city. And then I'm gonna start a newsletter. And then I was like, then I'm gonna do a directory. Okay. So I built the directory, but this is exactly why. One of you guys put a video out. When I say one of you guys, I'm not sure even saying the guy who put the video out is watching this. he was showing his cold calling a business, and it was like it was like secondhand embarrassment, only because it was kind of like you can see that like this is the intro to introduce yourself, try to get somebody on a postcard is like you kind of already starting off with an ask, right? I was like, how could I come across these? How could I, when I reach out to the business for the first time, it's not an ask. It's almost like I did something for them. And I was like, a directory. The directory is the answer. So then I was like, I got to build a directory. So the way I imagine this directory being done, or the way I would do it, or the way I'm gonna do it, you're gonna see me do it, is I'm gonna populate this directory with businesses without even talking to the business. Okay. So I'm gonna curate my favorite coffee shops and restaurants and plumbers and all this stuff. I'm basically gonna shrink down Yelp and Google My Business, right? Because they want everyone. So if you have everyone on there, if I could find every business, then it's really not helpful. But if you could provide a service where it's like I have the best businesses on my directory, I have the ones that have really high Yelp scores and Google My Business scores and good testimonials and all that stuff. And I've put together, you know, 300, 400 businesses across all services, real estate agents, all that stuff on my directory. It becomes a service for people, okay? But the one of we created a feature in here where they can claim their listing. So imagine putting a business on there, a restaurant or whoever, and just having them on there and then reaching out to them and saying, "Hey, my name is Demetrius from Redlands Connect, right? And I just want to let you know we put your business on our directory. We're ramping up our marketing on our directory. If I were you, I would go claim, just create an account. There's a claim process, and you claim your business listing. That way you can keep it updated. And as we start getting a lot of traffic, you'll have the right information. They'll have the right information on there. And that's the first time you reach out to the business, but that's how you introduce yourself. It could be through email. And now the first time they hear you talk to them is you did a favor for them, but you didn't do a favor for them. You did a favor for yourself because the business is the asset. They're the draw to bring the citizens, the people to your directory. But you need the people, you need them to charge the business. So you can't charge. I'm trying to tell you guys will ruin your business if you try to charge people to get on here when you launch. Okay. You have to have a populated business directory. And I'm gonna show you all the stuff you could put on here because it's not just businesses, but is you have to have businesses on here, right? And that gets you in with the businesses, right? Because they're on here. They don't know how much traffic you're getting. You're not selling them ad space at this point. You're basically saying, hey, go claim your spot. Then you're promoting your directory, and you're probably gonna do it through social media, right? So now we're kicking off our social media account, right? Remember, they're all working together. Now people are coming to the directory. It is mobile responsive. It's like, and I'll tell you some other cool things about the directory in a second, uh, when it comes to like mobile. But so now people are using it as a resource because you're constantly promoting this on your social media, on your local social media account. And then you have businesses going in and claiming their listings, and then they're managing their listings for you. So you don't have to update anything because these businesses are doing it. And you just send out an email once a month just to keep these, hey, go update your thing, new changes coming, new things. Like you're just coming up, you're just emailing these businesses, but guess what? You're also nurturing them to know that you are a local media tycoon and you understand marketing. So by the time you go to them with a postcard, they done got 3 or 4 emails from you. because they're on your platform, they're logging in, or their marketing person, or their, you know, well, I mean, their marketing person is whoever understands marketing the most at the company, okay, is logging in. But now you can pitch your 9 by 12 at scale. You got 500 businesses on here, maybe 100, 150 of them are managing their own profiles. Now, when you're sending out 9 by 12 postcard, hey, a new slot's coming. I mean, a new postcard's coming, a new drop's coming. I have 16 slots. Now you have businesses coming to you, okay, right? So that's why I built the directory. Okay, I literally built a directory in order to fill postcards. Okay, to make it easier, because I seen the struggle. We've all gone through the struggle of sales, but I seen trying to convince a tire mechanic who's never done marketing before, okay? A tire mechanic, a tire shop, or a car mechanic shop, um, who's never done marketing before, right? And you're trying to convince them to get on this postcard, which it's like impossible. It's like fitting a camel through a needle. It's like you can't do it, right? But going to that same person and say, "Hey, man, I put you on my directory. We're getting ready to do some crazy marketing for this upcoming season. Log in is free, and make sure we got the right information on your account. And from time to time, you should put deals out. You should put deals out on the site to draw more people in." He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it." Guess what? Trust me, this is all gonna make sense in a second, okay? So let's go through everything we got. So we have the directory. So I can click on kind of like one of these, and it's like an actual directory page, light and dark mode. Everything I do is light and dark mode. Okay, I love dark mode. Some people like light mode, but some of the people that are gonna come here are light mode people, dark mode. It's just like extra cool feature, okay? So all of them come with light and dark mode. You could change all the colors, like your accent colors. This is not meant to be you designing directories, okay? This is meant to be you come in here and get to work, okay? So there are limited design stuff you can do, but it can be your logos, your colors. Light and dark mode will be created based off your colors. Okay. So, but it's a directory, and we're gonna add more elements to this. So this is just our first go at it. But this is kind of like what a directory page looks like. You know, you've seen them before. So let's go back to the directory. And what you'll notice is that there's sponsored areas. So there's sponsored areas on the side too. And you see how it just stays. Like when you scroll this down, these ads stay. Um, that's because we're creating our own ad network, our own surface area. These are advertising slots that you can sell. Okay. Once you get the traffic. Okay. So now you have a lot of traffic, and somebody's like, "Hey, I want to be on your, I want to be on, I want to pay for more visibility." These can be ads. These don't even have to be local ads, by the way. You can go do a deal with any business that's trying to reach humans, right? The reason this is important is because it's an internal ad network. What that means is that you literally are able to add all your ads in, and the system will put them where they need to go at the time they need to go, and rotate them around based off the frequency that you set up, that you sold, the whatever package you sold, right? So somebody's gonna show up X amount of times or whatever for X amount of weeks or months or whatever. That's all built in the ad campaign. So think about meta ads, but a little scaled down. You are creating your own meta ads. Like you're literally launching ads on your own network. Okay. So that's really what I'm trying to, what this is. So you don't want to charge people for listings. You actually want businesses and people to put listings on there. You want them to use this. You want them to have a reason to use this, right? So we have the directory, we have events. Okay. So, you know, different events going on in the city. And this is kind of what an events page looks like. Um, we have deals, which is basically they're just deals. Like think about like a public Groupon, right? Where it's like, hey, if you get on this platform, and this is how you bring businesses back on here, right? And some of you guys said, I could charge for this. I'm trying to tell you, that's not what you want, because the deals are what going to bring the eyeballs. It's going to bring the citizens. We're sending postcards of 2,500, 5,000 homes. They're not asking for the postcard. They're coming to them. They have no choice. But this, they have a choice to come to your website or this directory. So you want the businesses, you want to make it free, frictionless. You want all the businesses that are on here to put out deals. Then you are promoting the deals through social media and things like that. Say, hey, we got there's new deals on the site, and you're doing it all for free. And I know that sounds crazy, because you're building something that is bigger than just a postcard every 45 to 60 days or whatever frequency you're doing. You are building something that's actually starts to generate money and becomes a juggernaut in your region. Okay. So the deals are important. Um, and it's basically like any type of deal. It doesn't matter. A roofer could put some on here, dog groomer, a retail spots, whatever. So they could put their deals on here. Okay. This is why you want them to manage their own account. This is why you want to reach out to them. So now you done reached out to, you put 500 businesses on here. You done reached out to all 500 over the course of a month or two or whatever, how long it takes. And now you just keep doing that. You don't realize you will never have to sell a slot again. It's all going to be done through email at this point, because you have their emails. So they're going to come to you, is my point. We have jobs. Think about my daughter. She, like I said, we just bought her a car. She worked at Panera when she was in high school, and her college is only 45 minutes from the city we lived in when she was in high school. So now that she has a car, she called her old boss back and was like, hey, can I come back to Panera? I have a car now. And he's like, yeah, you were one of my best workers. But I just remember her trying to find a job in our city. It was like where could she go? There was no easy place to find a local job for a high school student, right? Let alone any other person, right? So local job markets, it's important. It's important to have a place where everyone's hiring. They're hiring their waitresses. So all we've done is created multiple things that a business is gonna want to use this for. Okay. They're gonna want to put their jobs on here to hire people. They're gonna want to put their deals on here. They're gonna want their business listed on here. Okay. Now we have housing, and this is an important one, because all the real estate agents, right? All the brokerages, all the apartment complexes, all the people that is renting houses. So they're not a real estate agent. They are the person who owns the property, and then they want to rent that property out. All are on here. Okay. So we're going to make that super robust. So it's like, we're going to have a huge presence of real estate. We're going to have maps where you can see the properties. There's going to be, obviously we already kind of started with the listings of the actual properties. But it's going to be, and then everybody's getting contacted not through the platform, through themselves. Okay. So we're not managing communication and messaging and all that. Right. So guess what? A real estate agent is like, yes, yes, I want to be on here. And yes, I want to put my listings on here. And yes, yes, and yes, because I am trying to get visibility. Because guess what you're saying? All you're doing is promoting one thing, one asset. It's this platform. So when you do that, you're promoting the real estate agents. You're promoting the events. You're promoting the deals. You're promoting the job. You're promoting everything just by promoting this one platform. Okay. And then we have um, this one, which is for sale stuff, because I'm trying to bring in the citizens as well. So this is just selling anything. This is like your offer up, your Facebook marketplace. Um, and all it's gonna be is they're gonna sell their bike, and they're gonna put it on here, and they're gonna put it on Facebook Marketplace, and they're gonna put it on offer up. They're gonna put it everywhere. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is they're coming here. They're coming here, and they're putting product, and they're selling it. And we're gonna do this whole thing about um safety, and like trying to allow you to pinpoint in your city. A lot of times it's the police department or the police station where you can do sales and things like that. So we're gonna have kind of that baked into it. I mean, adults are adults. So if somebody goes to somebody's house and gets killed, we will have all that disclaimers and all that stuff baked into this just to warn people. They're like, hey, this is, this could be dangerous if you don't do it the right way, right? So we'll do all that for you. That will be in the system. But you'll be able to put like, the locations of the places in your city if you have them. Okay. And look, all these places for ads. So this is us messing around with different ad types. Okay. So, and then we have the community page, which is like garage sales and and like markets and things like that. Garage sales, farmers markets, and all that. Um, so those things, and then we have like stories, which are these are basically just like the blog articles. So these are like local stories, you know what I'm saying? So, this school's closing. There's a new shopping center being built. There's we have a lot of forest fires in California where I live. Talking about that, there's a sighting of a bear and a mountain lion, right? Just all the community stuff, right? And the way we're making it is that people can submit stuff to you, and then you could take it and um, turn it into a story. Okay. There's a couple of other pages on here that that aren't on here that we're going to add. And then there's some other stuff that I don't want to mention yet because it hasn't been fully developed. But we have this concept of like city pages. And think of a city page. There's like two types of things that I want to share. So city pages are, you basically take your city's website. So think about like all the phone numbers, all the places, the people that come pick up the trash. When is it a bulk day, right? Depending on where you're living in the United States, there's all these different things that cities offer, right? There's these certain numbers you got to call. To do certain things, like all the under the Parks and Recreation, and all the trails, and all of these things that the city manages. We're gonna build a system where you could create a city page and then like put all that on there. Like it's gonna be like a structured thing. So it's gonna be like really nicely designed, like a city section, right? But for those of you who are like kind of managing multiple cities, like you might make a directory and say, hey, my directory is too big, my city is too small for a directory. So I'm gonna do like this whole region of 4 or 5 cities, right? Which is actually a smart idea, by the way. Um, so now you make a directory that's huge. Well, there's multiple cities. Well, guess what? You can just add all those city pages. Why would you do that? Because this has already happened to me in my city where I was trying to find information for my youngest daughter. And it took me forever to find the information on their website. It was just hidden and buried. So people will see that, and this is all like SEO'd, right? So they're gonna Google things, and then your stuff's gonna pop up, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I just go to Redlands Connect every time I want to see something about the city of Redlands." Okay, and then the other element that you haven't seen on here is actually like a city guide. Okay, so a city guide. So this is where it's like everything kind of together in a sense, right? Like putting together like experiences. So it's like, hey, for date night, you can group together things in a directory, right? Like go here first and then go here, then walk on this trail and then go to the flower shop and buy your woman some flowers, right? Like an actual city guide thing where you actually are like curating things in your city. Here's our favorite coffee shops, and then you're listing them and grouping them together. So that's baked into it's going to be baked into it. I'm not trying to do any custom web stuff, right? I want it to be like easy for me to go in and add all the places and then say, I'm gonna group these people this together. I'm gonna group these together and create these curated lists and all that type of stuff. and then use almost like that Airbnb thing. So that's what this is, and I told you exactly how I'm using it. I'm using this first. This is my icebreaker. So I'm gonna fill it up with businesses. Okay. Then I'm gonna reach out to those businesses. I'm gonna try to get as many people to manage their thing. At the same time I'm doing that, I'm gonna be promoting, I'm gonna be promoting this on social media. I might run some ads, right? To this or enter my social media to grow it. Um, and then I'm gonna launch my postcards once I have a certain amount of businesses that have signed up, and I'm gonna start my newsletter rhythms. So I'm launching my newsletter. So it's really two newsletters. I'm launching a business to business newsletter where I am giving marketing. When I mean marketing tips, I really just mean like valuable information because it's all local. So now I'm a local media tycoon. I know certain things about our city. So now I can share in this newsletter to businesses that like, hey, you know, the mayor said this, it's gonna be a busy week for this one thing. Everyone prepare. Now these business owners are like, man, we're getting valuable information from this thing. But then I also have a newsletter that is from Relens Connect or my media company to the citizens. So there are three types of users for this platform. User number one is the tycoon. That's you. You're the tycoon. You're getting land from me, and you're basically taking this as white label to a certain extent. I'll explain that what I mean by that in a second. You're taking this and you're buying land from me, and you're basically having your own land. So that's you're the tycoon. Then you have let's call them like organizations, because you can have nonprofits on here and all that. You have organizations, and then you have citizens. That's who you're getting. Okay. But we want their emails. So we want the businesses to claim their accounts, right? So the businesses are going to claim their account. That's how you're going to get their email. And then for the citizens, the way you get their email is a number of ways. The deals, in order to like actually get the deal, they have to they have to sign in. They have to create an account. It's free. So they're gonna click get deal. It's gonna pop up. Say you're not signed in. You want to sign in. It's gonna be a quick wizard. They're gonna sign in. Now they can get access to deals. Okay. So they're giving their email because they want the deals. The people who don't give their email, that's fine. That's just web traffic. You're using the web traffic analytics and showing businesses that here's how many visitors we get. Okay. You're gonna win both ways. But all those people that's giving you their emails, those people could be signing up to sell things because they're choosing what count. Are you a business? Are you an organization? Or are you a private citizen? And then they're gonna choose the right one. And they want to do that. They can't post deals. A private citizen can't post deals in their account. They're able to do certain things like submit stories, sell their guitar, saying sell their car, and it's gonna automatically choose it as like you're selling your car, you're it's by owner, it's not a dealership or whatever, right? Which we might even add that in here too, where it's its own separate thing where it's cars. Um, so remember, we want everyone on here. Your first goal is just to get everyone on here. Just go create an account. Go to the dealerships. Just create your account. Because now you can't get everyone with 9 by 12, but you can get them with putting ads on here, right? So that's this is in the same spirit of this, where I built this to solve a problem. This is the second problem that I'm solving. Okay. So I've already solved the social media thing too. Um, I might share that in this video. We'll see how long this gets. Like I said, it might be long, but this is um this is the direction that we are going, and that includes even expanding inside this software. So let me come over here and show you something, some new features. And one of the features I want to show you is related to this directory. Okay. So right now we have EDDM Drop Pro, campaigns, contact reminders. Those are like the three main things these are all connected together. We are going to group these together into EDDM Drop Pro inside of this. This platform is probably going to turn into local market growth. And then we will be building other free software inside of here that handle like to help you with like managing your email marketing or things like that. Um, we're not building anything just yet because we don't exactly know exactly what to build. I will know that once I do this YouTube series and I actually am going to go through all the steps myself. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to build that. Or I need to build that. But now because we're working together, the stuff I build, I'm always going to think about you as well. But like, okay, how do I build it though? So that everyone can use it. Okay. So here's a new feature that we've added that kind of changes a little bit of how we're approaching this, but I think it's for the good. And we are going to take this same system and we're going to add it into the directory for you. Okay. So we have added an AI assistant. Okay. So this is early MVP. So it's going to glitch out on me. You're going to see it make a mistake, but you're going to see the power of what this could be. Okay. So there's this AI assistant has context of the campaigns, the contacts, the reminders, and some other elements. It knows what page I'm on. So if I go to this page and then I open it up, it knows the campaign is January, February push. So it's context aware. It can search in the database for certain things. I'm going to demo some stuff for you, and it can prospect. Okay. So it can prospect out on the internet. I'm going to show you, I'm gonna string together some demos. But before I get into it, the reason that we would do that is because if I give you this AI assistant or something like this in this platform, now you're adding businesses in a weekend. You're saying, okay, I need 5 really good salons, and it's gonna go out and find the salons for you, and you're like add. In 1 minute, you've added 5 full businesses with their stuff fully filled out into your platform. So you will be able to add stuff very fast. Here's the kicker. This software is free, okay? But AI is not free, okay? And we're not charging people. We're not going to charge. We're not starting a subscription. I hate subscriptions. Are just subscription fatigue is a thing. I'm tired of subscriptions. I am not charging. So we're not going to create subscriptions. That just makes me want to throw up, okay? What we are doing is a credit system. So you don't have to use the AI. We just can't give AI away for free because then we're paying all these AI costs and it's AI is too helpful to not build, right? So when we say this software is always going to be free, it is. Um, it's just this tool is a convenience tool. So what we tried to do is I'll actually go to the settings on this. What we tried to do, and these aren't the final prices, but we started to add, is it up here? Um, we kind of started to add like 5 credits, $5 get you 500 credits. That probably will last a lot of you like 3, 4, 5 months. Okay. And then the more you spend, the more credits you get. I mean, I can't even maybe unless you just going crazy, like $100. I think that'll last you the whole year, if not longer, right? So we're still figuring out the credit system because there is a cost. Every time there's so much things we have in the background that the AI is doing. We just can't give it away for free. And I think that you guys understand that, where it's like you just don't have to use it or just spend $5 and that's it, and that's all you need. But we are gonna give everyone a certain amount of credits for free. So just to mess around with it and give us feedback. But let me show you some cool things that it can do. Okay. So we have thinking mode or planning mode, and then we have action mode. Okay. So I'm going to kind of just ask you some questions. So I want to plan a new campaign. Um, what? Let's see. I want to make more than 1,200 in profit when it's said and done. Can you see what template I have that would work? And just so you know, I don't even know if it's gonna be able to do this. We've just given it so much access to so much thing, and we built so many tools. Um, we've built so many tools in here where we're trying to get it where it starts to make its decision on what tools it's gonna use. Okay. So let's see what it said. I love to help you plan a campaign geared towards that $1,200 profit goal. To clear 1,200 total revenue, January, February push, which is a campaign that I have, um, or which is a template, or Winter Wonderland, which is another template, are your best. Okay. And then it goes down and basically says total cost estimate. So it gives me the total cost estimate. And it basically tells me my slots. And it says this setup gives you 1,200 in profit. Recommended next steps, start date. If you want to drop mid-April, post Easter. So it's giving me suggestions. So now it said switch to now in action mode, because it automatically switches to action mode every time you send a message, because um that well, a lot of times when you're doing stuff, you're gonna want to do an action. So you have to intentionally tell it to plan. Okay. And then it tells you what this message was. This was a plan message, and then it tells you how much credits. Right now, everything takes 1 credit because we haven't really figured out our cost, because we keep adding all these tools that it can use, right? And all those tools cost money when we run them. Um, so we're figuring, but right now it does deduct. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's try to create a new campaign. So let me create a new campaign from that template. Okay, so I'm in action mode. I'm gonna see what it's gonna do. Some of these, like, we've been testing it like crazy, and sometimes it'll do some stupid stuff. Okay, so select a campaign template. Okay, so this is step 1. So phase 1, select the template. Let's see what it does. Um, Now, of course, you can go ahead and do this by hand, right? So I'm gonna select that template, that Jan Feb push. Let's go see if we can get through this. I'll be surprised if we do, only because we just built this. Okay, so yeah, it's getting stuck on this. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's in a loop. Okay, it won't go to step 2. Um, let's try again. Let's see. Let's actually say I want to create a campaign called fresh. No. I'm gonna just say Feb um drop. 2,500 homes. What else would it probably need? 2,500 homes, live status, um from the Jan Feb template. Let's see. So what it did is it said, okay, you gave me enough information, so I'm gonna go ahead. We'll see if it does it. So now it says it created a new campaign. So I'm just gonna see if it created the campaign. Okay, that's the first. Yep, Feb drop created the campaign for me. Okay, So, actually, I don't know why I went back here. So let's say, so create the campaign. I want to, add, here, let's go to plan mode. I need, 3 businesses I should add to my new campaign. I'm spelling stuff wrong, but y'all forgive me. New campaign. What was it? Feb drop. Can you suggest? So the idea of this, the reason we're doing this is that, like, it has information about your contacts that you may not string together. So, for example, Mountain View Plumbing, they already are a top buyer, and they spent $400 already, right? So the pitch, February often brings late winter cold snaps or early spring prep. They are a VIP style prospect who already knows your service works. So they are helping, the AI is helping me even prospect my own contact list. Um, so yeah, I like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna say, can we add Mountain View to one of the slots on Feb drop? So this is the type of stuff we're working through to get it obviously like foolproof every time. So I'm just showing you a work in progress. So let's see what it says. Yes, I can definitely do that for Feb drop campaign. Blah, 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 blah. I see that Mountain View Plumbing, Carlos Rodriguez, is in your CRM. The Feb drop campaign currently has 10 available full slots, each priced at $350. Which available slot would you like? Um, just one of the 350s. Oops. I'm gonna say pick one. Um, so we're trying to make it context aware. So now what it's saying, assign slot. Assign Carlos Rodriguez, Mountain View to, and it's actually because the slots have, you've seen them, they have like numbers. And then it says, it gives me the contact ID and a slot ID, which is going to actually not show you guys that, but this is just so we know that we're actually getting the right stuff. We have to verify. Let's go ahead and confirm. Okay, I got to fail. And it failed because we just got more work to do. But you see what we're trying to build. Um, so let's try some other stuff. Like, again, I'm just showing you what we're working on and how helpful it's going to be once we get it locked down. I would say the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll release it as a thing to mess with. But this same assistant is going to be in this local directory that you're running. So we're trying to give you, like, we're trying to turn you into a tycoon where you don't got to hire anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because this thing is this the AI assistant is literally, it knows everything going on inside of the directory. So it is suggesting things you should do. Okay. So let's see what we can do. Which contacts owe me money slash invoices sent, but have not collected money. So I'm gonna go to plan mode and just kind of talk with it. All right, so it just kind of found like um it is going off the slots, right? So it says in this actual campaign, there's $550 that I haven't collected. Okay. And then there's another 500. So I have a total outstanding of 1,400. So what I'm trying to get it to do is tell me the contacts though. Which contacts in the CRM owns those slots? Okay. All right, let's try the action mode. Which contacts own owe me money? You're you're right to catch the dots between overdue invoices and contact responsibility. It looks like the invoice mentioned earlier have either paid. All right, let me see. Search the contacts. Now I'm determined to get to search the contacts for outstanding payments. Okay. For those who um who I sent invoices to. I'm gonna try it one more time in a new chat. Okay, let's see. Um, I think I might be. It's like where I'm using terminology that because I definitely have some outstandings. Okay, so these people owe me money, but I might be using terminology that we didn't train it on. Uh, um, so that's it's like the AI only knows what you allow it to know, and that's what we're working on is like making sure that it knows because the problem with AI and search of databases is that you can't it can't know everything. It has to query, right? So when you say something, it has to in the background make a decision that like, what is he talking about? Oh, he's talking about contacts. So I don't need to worry about campaigns or reminders or any of that type of stuff. I literally just need to worry about contacts. And then, oh, he wants to know about this. He wants to know about late payment. Well, we haven't taught it that. So it doesn't know how to find it. That's what's happening. But it's okay. I'm gonna show you some other stuff. Um, I want to create a new contact. It's a uh, plumbing day. Come on now. Plumbing Co. Owner is Tom Jones. I'm just gonna put 909-555-5655. Email is Tom at I'm just gonna put Tom at email.com. And the company name is Tom's Plumbing Co. So, you might paste something in here that you have. So it says, hey, create contact. And then it has the information. I hit confirm. It worked. I go to contacts. There's Tom Jones Plumbing Co. Right. So those are straightforward. Those are easy to do. Um, so you might dump multiple in here and add contacts like that. Right. We will also will have where you can upload images. So you got some business cards, you got some screenshots, upload those. It'll process them, add them to the CRM. It'll cost a couple of credits. It saves you time, right? So we're trying to make that go a long way. So yes, the software is free, but it can save you some time. Let's do another one. Let's see if I could do a fun one. Oh, remind me to call Tom Jones. Um, let's see what's today's date. But today is the 29th, and it is a Wednesday. Well, now it's a Thursday now because it's 12:34. So let's just say Jan 30th, 2026, at 1 p.m. Let's see if that catches. Oh, we're also gonna add a voice transcription too. So you can transcribe. For those of you using your phone, you could just transcribe and do this, or even on your computer. So it says create reminder, call Tom Jones. Let's see, you have call Tom Jones at 1 p.m. Okay, it did it for the 30th. So they're gonna go ahead and hit confirm, and we should have a reminder. Oh, push notifications are coming soon. So you will be getting push notifications on your phone, and you'll get push notifications on the computer when reminders happen, when certain important milestones, when timelines are not being met, things like that. Let's go to reminders. We got call Tom Jones, 1 p.m. So let's go and let's do some prospecting. Um, I need help prospecting more plumbers. Can you help me find 5? Okay. So now this tool, this is one, it needs a lot of work too, because this one is searching the internet and it's searching different. We're creating a tool that is basically trying to be a local prospecting tool. Okay, so that's the goal. So what it did is it went out and I literally found, because it knows I'm in Redlands, it found plumbers. It found 5 of them, and you'll see these are real plumbers. We'll go to their websites, the Anthony's Plumbing. Um, it's actual. Look at this website is horrible too, by the way. And you'll notice something that happens. See how it went away because we didn't create the logic for it to stay. When it refreshes, so this is, again, we're working on it, but I'm gonna try it again. I'm actually gonna like just copy this. And this time I'm not gonna leave. I just want to show you that it's actually prospects real businesses. Okay. So let's try it again. Um, when you like I said, like some people might think like making software is easy. You have to think about everything. You have to think about all of what somebody will do or somebody not do. Okay, so we'll probably add like a like we'll make that simple. But anyway, Anthony's Plumbing, Roto-Rooter. It gives you some more information, more insight. So these have few reviews, maybe a newer business, matches the plumbing category, direct contact info available, and this right here. So this excellent prospect, active marketer. We're kind of working on our scoring system, where it's actually gonna tell you like these 3 all have the same scores, probably because they have the same set of markers. But what we're trying to do is help you find people that are like just says already marketing, right? But you might want to find somebody who's not marketing. You might want to say, hey, give me this type of business with like really bad testimonials or low testimonial count. Because when you go to them, you have more information. And what we're trying to do is actually have, once you add them to the CRM, we're even going to have a tool that's connected to this that will do more research on that business for you and go gather certain things. So you just go to the CRM. These are just things we're building in that are just, if you got credits, you can use them. Okay. But you don't have to. So let's add Tri-City Plumbing to the CRM. Hopefully it doesn't break. Okay. So Tri-City Plumbing has been added as a lead. So go to contacts. We have Tri-City Plumbing, and what you'll see, there's no contact information. Okay. And the only reason there's no contact information is because We just didn't finish that tool yet. So it doesn't add the contact information because we haven't built that into it. But of course it's going to. Um, but it adds those notes, what adds them in Markdown. So we're going to convert, we have to convert it. We don't want it to be Markdown, but it does give you kind of like, we're basically, it's going to do a report and put it in the notes for you. That's kind of like when you add stuff on the prospecting tool. So you can, in theory, once this tool is done, is you can, in theory, in a chat, ask it, it can create a template for you, or you just create a campaign from a new template. You can ask it, you know, all types of things about your CRM, put some prospects in your templates, in your campaign, start to prospect, and without even going and touching anything. And it's not that you can't do it yourself. You can. Like if you want to save credit, you can do all that stuff yourself. I think the thing that we forget about how good AI is asking it questions about your data. That's what we're trying to get it to be. It's like it understands everything in the system, and it could tell you, give you insights that you haven't even thought about. Because it has the information. It knows who's gonna owe you money. It knows who said yes last time. It knows all these different things. And that's what we're gonna start to be building is we're not just gonna build AI into everything just to do it. We want it to be smarter. We want it to be helpful. We want it to suggest things. We were testing it and it was doing a lot of like suggesting. Like it would say, oh, I forgot what I asked it about. I'm gonna do another one. I asked it about like real estate agents or something, and it was just like it like gave me an insight that I didn't think about. I need um three uh realtor broker type businesses. Um Type business. Can you help me? And I'm sure this is we want to make the prospecting even more intuitive. Like you can just go Google search yourself, right? So we're trying to make it where it goes and finds businesses in a certain way. Like it's just really good at just finding the right businesses is really what we're building. So let's see. Okay, so let's do I love to how many I'm gonna say three and in Redlands, CA. Redlands, CA. Like all, like the stuff that's happening in the background is crazy because I know it's happening. It's like the fact that we got it this far, this fast, my brain is kind of melted. Because um yeah, it's bleeding over. That's something we have to fix. But this is like a proof of concept for us, is essentially. And it was nothing. This feature was just something we thought about and we're like, oh, we gotta do it. And I think we took us like a weekend to get it this far. So okay, okay, okay. So it found some for me. Um, so we're going to we're probably what we're gonna do. It's gonna be multi-step where it's gonna like give you a bunch and then you can kind of like ask more questions to like narrow it down. But just it going out, it bringing in information, it displaying it in a way that's helpful. We're really trying to make this thing like magic. That's our goal. Our goal is to make it like magic. Make it easier to do this. We're big on using things on the phone. So I don't know if you guys know this, but this is a progressive web app. This means on iPhone or iOS and Android, if you go and add it to your home screen, you will actually, not right now, but soon, you will be able to, first of all, it behaves different. So it doesn't have like the web browser information. It has full screen. So there's no web browser. It's just like it's like an app on your phone without downloading an app. But you can get push notifications, even on iOS. So that's a big part of this, but it's gonna make like prospecting or adding notes and things like that so much easier. The other thing that we're doing is we are turning the reminder system into a more robust kind of like task list, like actual task list, and we're adding a calendar and things like that, so you can kind of see all your campaign milestones that you need to hit and different things, reminders and different contact information. Like when people owe you money, it's all gonna be on this calendar where you see everything. And then you guys don't know this, but we have a messaging thing. Well, you guys should know this because Mark sent me something. Mark, I responded back. You guys can send messages to me in here. And Mark asked for a feature. And I said, Mark, like, that's great feedback. Like, we're going to do this feature. And by the way, we're going to do it even better. And Mark is talking about team management and having, essentially you create team members. So you're the dispatcher, you're the organizer. They never log in. They're out doing things and you're tracking everything, but you're tracking it based off what team members are doing what. So that's one way we're gonna do it. So we're doing both. So that's like, hey, we're having one account and I'm managing everything. The other way we're doing it is everyone on your team creates an account and then you invite them with an invite code to the workspace that you created to work together. And now they're inside, you guys are all in one workspace. And you still can do, that's why we have to update the task. So it could be an actual like project management thing. But we're not trying to go all the way to Asana, but we want to be able to add reminders to people and contacts, right? So everything can be managed. So we're taking this really far. And then also too, we got our community section that is bare. This is where the forum's going. This is where a lot of the community marketplace is going. And we have this thing where we celebrate. And Ben Kaiser, 11 days ago, filled a postcard. So you got to post a win. We only have 2 right now, filled postcards, sold a slot, because we want to celebrate people that post. And we want people to see each other. We want people to see each other winning so you could realize like this is a thing. So we're going full steam ahead, guys. So we have the messaging, send me messages. We got the AI coming. We got the celebrate wins, community tab, what's the forum is going to be coming. We got more templates coming. I got training. I got a whole slew of trainings. I just added one just to test because the problem is I'm doing so much. I've created a system where I can create like these AI trainings. And I know people are AI. No, it's not. It's my brain. It's my trainings. But I need to be able to like give them, I need to be able to like, I need to be able to do like Henry Ford. I got to get him out. I got to like get him out the factory. So what we did is, you know, have the training, and then we have like a podcast. This is 30 minutes. You can play while you work.
So I
Okay.
was looking at the stack of research you sent over last night.
So
I have to be honest,
I can go
to
to
manage
manage
my
my
campaigns.
campaigns.
My first instinct was to check if there was.
And this is actually a really good training. It's community cards first, the 9x12 cards, and when to use which. Um, and the second thing about this is that the AI will have access to the trainings, but it's going to be in a different way. So the way that you do that is you go to the training, and then you'll just be able to open the AI, and then it says dashboard now because it doesn't know that it's on a training, but it'll know. You could ask it questions about this training. You ask it some questions. Now you have this chat. Now you might want to take whatever the training is and use it to develop your strategy or whatever. I don't know. So we are adding a ton of things in here to literally help people understand the method, the model to do everything. Um, and like I said, this website's horrible. um, stay tuned for the directory. So I think that's it for this video. I know this is super, super, super duper long, but just wanted to like make one big catch up video. Thanks. If you got this far, thank you. That means you're a real one. That means you really care about this. If you didn't get this far, then you just will never know. If you got this far, drop in a comment. Um, Say something about the directory. Tell me if you're excited about it. Tell me if there's an idea you have, if you got a question. That way I know you made it this far. Just drop in a comment about the directory. All right, peace.